Alrighty, guys, we are at prelim final week in the AFL. It's always one of the best weeks of the season. But first, can we just say that was some of the best semi-final football I think we've seen in years. On the back of having one of the worst opening weeks of finals, we've gone back to having an absolute unbelievable week. So the Power getting up by 3 points against the Hawks. It was a pretty brave effort by the Hawks, but the Power were pretty well dominant for most of the night. But the Hawks did have their chances late, didn't they, with Sicily missing a couple of crucial goals. But the Hawks have gone down, but they'll no doubt be back next year. And the Lions have absolutely come from behind in an unbelievable win against the Giants by 5 points. 44 points down midway through the third, and they managed to reel it back in and hit the front late in the piece and get the job done. Joe Danaher stood up, kicked two unbelievable goals, and was really, really good. Ashcroft in the last quarter was really good as well. But just a massively character-building win for the Lions. And while the Giants, they will be absolutely shattered with their straight sets exit. And a loss like that could actually cripple a club. So they will be having to lick their wounds and try and bounce back next year. And we've got two absolutely cracking prelims coming up this week. So let's chuck 2 minutes up on the clock and let's get stuck into it. So the first prelim we've got is the Swans up against the Power. Now, the Power have actually had a reasonably good record against the Swans in recent times, which was a little bit of a surprise to hear, to be honest. But the Power still without Houston, still without Farrell. I think Marshall went down with a bit of a head knock who may miss. Butters is under an injury cloud. And it may mean that Charlie Dixon might come back in by default, which I'm not sure is a good thing. Maybe they're better off playing Ryan Burton and chucking Radigalia up forward a bit more permanently instead. Because I'm just not sure that Dixon has much to offer anymore, to be honest. For the Swans, though, they've played, one game and getting close to 30 days now. And that's always a contentious point, but I feel like in this instance, coming back from their injuries, it's not a bad thing. And I do think the Swans might get the job done here. Although their forward line of Amadi, McDonald, and McLean, it could be up in the air, but I think their smalls in the midfield should be able to outgun Port Adelaide. The second final, we've got the Cats up against the Lions at the MCG. Couldn't get it at GMHBA for you, Cats, unfortunately. The Lions, I think, the Lions are going to win the midfield battle, I reckon, with Ashcroft, McCluggage, Dunkley, Lachie Neale. Even though he's in the moon boot, I'm not sure how that's going to play out. But obviously the Geelong forwards can be a handful with Jeremy Cameron playing a ridiculously good year, Stengel up front, doing good things as well. And I think, again, the petrol tickets Brisbane will have spent coming behind from 44 points down, it could be too substantial to make up the ground. The Cats will be very well refreshed and ready to go. But having said that, I do think the Lions have the best list available in the remaining four to win the grand final in total. So if they can hit the scoreboard early, the Lions might get the job done. I just think, though, they spent too much energy, and I reckon the Cats might get up by about 15 points. So hopefully we get some cracking games, though, in the prelims. It's always the people's or the fans' weekend. Make sure you get out, enjoy the atmosphere, and let's hope for some good footy.